Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Wealth Defense Radio, the podcast. I am your host, Josh Nahosa, and I am an independent advisor representative for Swan DFW, which stands for Sleep Well at Night, and is the company that puts on this podcast. And I am here with a man who just figured out Taylor Swift is culturally relevant about 15 minutes ago. It is Hector and Josh.
Yeah, well, that wasn't the only one. It was actually Goldman Sachs that told me that her tour, Eras, is the most culturally relevant thing in 2023. How about that? I'm cool. I'm hip.
Hector is a future Swiftie, but more importantly, he's a certified financial planner, which is the top mark in our industry. He also started Swan DFW about 10 years ago.
Yes, sir, I did.
So, first things first. How's your week?
Good.
You officiated a wedding.
I did.
Look at you, being ordained and stuff.
Went down there. Not only did I officiate the wedding, that was the easy part. The hard part was I had a mic that I had to keep moving so that they, and I don't have formal training for mic moving dealing. So,
yeah, I mean, that's great. So that was down in South Texas.
South Padre Island, got to go on the beach, got to visit my family down there.
Any shark attacks?
No shark attacks.
Dang.
But there's a hurricane or this big storm in the Gulf, and the waves were very, very choppy. I'm sure all of our listeners want to hear these.
So today's episode is about the economy.
A little bit of it, yeah.
A little bit about the economy, a little bit about why you should hire a financial planner, as most of these tend to be.
Yes, but this was really interesting. It's good for your health, so stay tuned. If you're working out or you're watching what you eat, because you're trying to get healthy, we're going to describe how having a financial plan could be helpful in getting you healthy.
But first, speaking of health,
yes,
the United States Postal Service released some rankings.
Okay.
And if this happens to you, it's probably not very healthy.
True.
Okay.
They
released their dog bite national rankings. I guess.
Okay.
The Postal Service tracks.
I'll bet you they
dog
would.
bites per city and per state.
Yeah.
I'm going to have you guess what you think the top, we'll say, 5 states.
Alabama, Mississippi.
0 for 2.
New York.
No.
California.
Well, New York is 6th. California's 1.
Oh, Nevada.
Nope.
Utah.
No. You gotta
Texas?
think more populated. They're 2.
Okay.
Here we go. We've named about half of America at this point.
So now I'm thinking big states. Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania's 4.
Illinois.
Illinois is 5, so you're missing 3. It's up north.
Florida. Oh, up north? New Hampshire. No.
Not big enough.
Yeah, I don't know.
3 is going to be Ohio.
Oh.
It looks like, as a whole, dog bites on mailmen, which could be considered a hate crime, have gone up. So, not a great look for dogs in general. So, if you're a dog listening to this, figure it out.
Yeah. Well, that shows how divided our country really is. Huh?
It really does. Dallas was within the top 10 of cities. Fort Worth was within the top 50.
Yeah, so we're much friendlier.
I mean,
not a big dog person, but obviously ours are much friendlier than...
I don't know, because we're number 10 in the nation in dog bites, so not that much friendlier.
It's probably all in Houston.
So if you get bit by a dog, bad for your health.
Yes.
Financial planning, though, could be good for your health.
It is.
So we have an article here by Goldman Sachs.
We do.
And we're going to talk about that first. So there is some benefits.
There is.
Published by Goldman Sachs. The article will be linked in the description of the video or in the little info tab on Spotify.
Yeah, to be clear, this isn't our information. Wish we could have done the research, and I'm trying to find where they got the research, but it works for what we're doing, so if you don't agree with it, blame them.
For sure. Yeah, so the first thing that they say is that having a financial planner reduces anxiety.
Yeah, how about that? And they actually do research on this because money is a thing that many people are anxious about. And usually they're not in control of their money. Their money's like in control of them. Mm-hmm. And when that happens, you feel out of control. And so, yeah, there's anxiety and you don't have goals. You know that things are coming. And so, yeah, having a plan gives you some clarity.
Yeah, and I think most people can agree that less anxiety in your life is better.
It'd be hard to argue against that.
Okay. I don't think a lot of people want to add anxiety and stress to their life.
Yeah. I don't see anybody selling a drug that says, here, drink this, more anxiety.
The next thing here is boosting self-confidence and self-esteem.
Yeah, because if you know that you've got, as best we can, a plan that will provide to major events that are coming in your life, and we all, have some that are the same usually, putting a son or a daughter through school, purchasing a home, and then retirement is always a big one. And then, if you feel like you're working towards something and you've got a plan and it's a doable plan, yeah, you're gonna have some confidence as you step forward and do things. And the other thing the confidence will allow you to do is to say no. Somebody comes along and says, here's the newest fangled whatever, and it'd be great in your financial plan. And you say, yeah, but I have a plan and it works and I don't need that. Mm-hmm. And so you can confidently say, yeah, I don't think I need that in my plan because my plan works with what I'm doing right now. So, yeah.
And that'll happen. Sometimes you'll get an email or a letter and be like, yo, this thing is going to
revolutionize
XYZ.
Yeah. Or worse. Hey, Josh, my nephew just started in the insurance business, and it would be really cool if you could buy something from him.
Yeah.
And then you buy something from him. He gets out of the business, and then 20 years later, you're paying on something that you really don't know what it is you bought. So, yeah. All right. The next one's my favorite.
The next one is financial planning can help you get a better night's sleep.
How about that? And the research actually comes from bettersleep.org. Because, as you know, sleep well at night is what SWAN stands for. Mm-hmm. Our producer loves that I keep saying that on every episode. And so, yeah, sleeping at night, because it makes sense if you're less anxious and more confident about your financial future. Anxiety is one of the things that keeps us awake. And so, yeah, it would stand to reason that if you have a good plan, you're going to sleep better. So, pretty interesting. We need to keep this article.
Yeah.
I love when I have an opinion, call my company SWAN, and then somebody comes along with actual research that says, hey, you were right.
Yeah. And then the final thing they're talking about here is financial planning could improve your relationships.
Yeah, and this is kind of cool, and we've seen it happen because some of the questions we ask up front, we like to have a husband and a wife or the partners together, and we need financial clarity. You need financial clarity to build a plan. And it forces them sometimes to communicate about things that they hadn't communicated, thinking that the other one just thought what they thought. And when you think that she thinks what you think, but she's thinking something else, and she's thinking that you think what she thinks.
Yeah.
As a marriage officiant, I can tell you that doesn't work well. And so when you're forced to talk about these things and lay out clear goals, it's going to relieve the stress, and now everybody's moving in the right direction. So yeah, I can see how that really would help relationships. And I know that it's helped people as we start talking about, really quick story, a gentleman who'd been traveling for his company for years and years and years. When we came to, okay, so what's in the plan? You guys need to travel? We went through a lot. And I said, you guys need a travel budget? And she said, yes, we want to travel everywhere. And he said, no, I've been traveling for the last 20 years. I don't want to go anywhere. I said, okay, you guys need to go talk about this and then come back and tell me what you want to do. So clarity, it clarifies what the goals are, it gets everybody moving in the same direction. So yeah, better marriage, better sleep, feel more confident. Why
Improve your
wouldn't you do a
marriage.
financial? Yeah, better. Yeah. Why wouldn't you do a financial plan? And we're pretty friendly people, I think. Give
We
us
are.
a call. Yeah.
Our phone number will be on the screen, but if you're audio only, that's 888-792-6339. That's 888-792-6339. That spells out SWAN DFW.
Yeah, and if this makes sense, and you think that there's somebody who might that you know that's in your circle of influence that might benefit from that kind of information, please forward this podcast to them so that they can listen. And if you're on YouTube, if you can hit the like button, we'd really appreciate it. That's good for the
Algorithm. There we
So
go.
word like that. Yeah. So
Buzzword that he doesn't quite know what it means.
I'm
but
still
he
not
knows
through the
it's-
Taylor Swift thing. So hey, one big change at a time. But yeah. Yeah, so like us and forward us to people. You'll be good. What else we got today?
Well, we also have an email address, and that is info@swandfw.net. That's info@swandfw.net. One of these days, I'm going to get through the entire ad read, and you're not going to cut in. And it'll be a magical day.
Yeah.
And that's the day that I can retire.
Not today.
Not today. Sad day.
Sad.
So, the other thing we want to talk about is the economy.
Very quickly, yeah. I think that's an important thing right now.
So, let's talk about it. People are traveling. July 4th is coming up. They're expecting a lot of travel.
Yeah. And that's the hard thing about an economy, because an economy, a lot of the economy is how you feel about things. And so what's really been interesting is they're talking to people, and about half the people say, and there's a lot of out there that are saying how bad the economy is. But our savings rates are better. Our investment rates, there's more, like 40% of people now own mutual funds, which is a big deal. Mm-hmm. And unemployment is low. Interest rates are still high, but they've leveled off and may be coming down. But inflation has, we're moving towards that 2% inflation, which is 2 to 3% is exactly where you want the economy to be. But the important thing is, or the interesting thing is, that people are being asked, how is the economy? And many people are saying no, but you watch what they do. And they may be saying one thing, but what they're doing is buying big ticket items and traveling. Mm-hmm. And people wouldn't spend a bunch of money on traveling on July 4th or Memorial Day, because they're saying July 4th is going to set a new record for number of people traveling through airports. And that record was established all the way back on Memorial Day a couple of months ago. So there's more and more people traveling. And so you can deduce from that people are feeling pretty good. They're going to spend a little money. They're going to go travel. And so they wouldn't do that if they didn't feel good about their jobs, about their economic situation, about their economic future. So it's a good economy. Things are going well. Be confident in that. The market is well. Goldman Sachs is saying that we're going to have a pretty good end of the year. In years of presidential elections, like we said a couple of weeks ago, the stock market does better than it does post-election. So this will be a good year. All you had to do was stay, right? As a Taylor Swift movie or a song. And what Goldman Sachs is saying, that's what you need to do in the market right now, is all you have to do is stay invested. Mm-hmm.
So the indicators for the market as a whole are good.
Yeah. Everybody's good. There's more people having more money than they're beginning to take. We're still way behind with people that got money in for retirement, but indicators are showing that people are beginning to get to a point where they're able to save some money. So it's a good time. These are the good old days.
There you go.
There you go.
Clip that.
Yeah. Well, and that's the whole thing. I think, going back to being healthy, if you're a positive person, you're going to stay, in my opinion, healthier and have a better life and be way more fun to be around than if you're really negative. And there's a lot of people right now really negative. And so I would encourage the positive people just to, if you can't cut them out completely, try to avoid them, because they can bring you way down. The thing to remember is, this is a good time. Good things are happening. The market is good. The economy is good. And it's going to be okay. So there.
There you go. So again, if you would like to call us, we have a couple different ways you can do that, and that is going to be with phone number. It's 888-792-6339. That's 888-792-6339, which spells out 888-SWAN-DFW, which is our company name. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
We also, if you would prefer written correspondence, have an email address, and that is info@swandfw.net. That's info, like short for information, at swandfw.net.
Yeah, and I guess this would be a good place to. I have a financial book coming out. We're about 3/4 of the way getting it outlined and stuff. So within maybe a month or two, we will have a financial book out that all of these topics and stuff that we talk about here are in the book. But if there's a question that you guys have that we haven't talked about or talked about in a while, please send it to us. Either email it to us or on the podcast or on the YouTube algorithm.
What he is saying is you can email us a
Yeah.
podcast question. You can comment on YouTube or Facebook a podcast
That's
question.
exactly what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
what
do
he's
that.
trying
Yeah,
to
yeah.
say.
So do that, and if it's a topic worthy of us doing, we will do it. So there you. Thank you, and thank you.
Well, thank you guys for listening, and we will catch y'all in the next one.
I'm a very thankful person. Can you tell? Yeah. Thank you for listening. Have a blessed day.
The preceding content is informational only and based on information available when created. It is not an offer or solicitation, nor is it tax or legal advice. It does not consider your financial circumstances and objectives and may not be suitable for you.